So, George Janko just came in with a bomb to expose Logan Paul once again. He recently made some claims about what truly happened when he lived Impulsive, but let's be honest, it isn't really a surprise to anyone, right? Like, we know who he's talking about. He's the guy who recorded someone who was not breathing for views without regret. He's the guy that scammed his young fans into giving him money on NFTs. Come on now, you know this is not the last time you hear something bad about him, right?
Did they not cut shit that you should have stood up for me and said, hey, you can't cut that shit? That's gonna make him look like an idiot for leaving.
We have numerous times on the show, which I'm sure a number of shows do, cut things that we believe will protect the integrity or reputation of the guest.
That protected nobody but him.
No, of the guest. That's what I'm trying.
Well, what about the guy that you break bread with, bro?
So what you're telling me is that because you have a guest, he can do anything he wants to, including harassing your friend. And you still want to protect the guest instead of your friend. That's really fucked up. If this is how we start, it's really fucking understandable to be frustrated with the way he was treated.
If this was an episode that was you, and what happened to you, and then the whole world thinks that I walked away because I can't take a joke, that's fucked.
Well,
yeah, sorry, but there's no way of changing that. There's no excuse, like, you made your own friend look really dumb, arguably making him look like an absolute moron just because of views. Like, there's no way this guy isn't a psycho. He always chooses views over anything.
By the way, and I'll just say this, we'll just empty it out. I never had a problem with Bobby Lee.
no, he knows that.
I had a problem with the way that Logan and you were kind of gassing him to keep doing. He started the episode putting his balls in my face. I let that one go. Then every 2 seconds, he kept grabbing my dick.
I don't think...
How would you feel if a man that has his back completely towards you, that only turns around to grab your dick,
right,
talk shit to your face, and you can't smack or beat the living brakes off of this guy? Because Logan makes me apologize to this man, or I don't have a job on Impulsive anymore.
Look at Mike's face. He clearly knows he failed as a friend. I couldn't even look George straight in the eyes if I was him. And after all that, he's still trying to prove Logan's innocence. What a dick.
I looked at Logan, I go, Logan, this is gonna make me look really bad.
No.
And he says, I don't give a fuck what you look like. Bro, come on, dog. You were standing right next to me when he said that. Dog, nobody felt safe in that. You don't even feel safe in that. But after the episode, do you remember when you called me? And I said, Mike, this is all that happens. And you said, verbatim, you said, it's our fault for not telling you this, but me and Logan are really the ones who should be talking to the guest. You are really there for a boys only episode. So while I get sexually harassed, my other co-host is trying to fire me, and you're trying to leverage me to be quiet during other guests. And then on my birthday, you guys shot 3 episodes, so I couldn't show up.
I just think...
On my 30th birthday, you shot 3 episodes. Bro. That's crazy. It was on the calendar for months. When I got pushed out, and I'm seeing that I'm getting pushed out, and I start my own show. Do you know what my final straw was?
What?
I got my show going, and then not only was I controlled and pushed around on Impulsive, but then Logan's making calls and directing my show. And I'm saying, hey, man, you can't tell me what to do on my own show. That's not okay.
What's that about?
He told me that I couldn't take Celsius. And then I said, hey,
he
man.
He didn't tell you that you couldn't take Celsius.
Messages.
No, he didn't tell you that you couldn't take Celsius. He
says if I take Celsius, I'm not a part of Impulsive.
Then he told you that if you take Celsius, that you cannot continue to be on Impulsive, which is the core driver for Prime, as you're going to continue to funnel viewership from the Impulsive show back to your show, which promotes a competitive product.
And even with all the alleged true accusations George talks about, like doing 3 podcasts on his birthday, proving that they were already trying to push him away, Mike stands like it's nothing. Oh, but there's more. George says that Logan treats Mike as his lapdog and he takes it like the dog he is. Like, maybe he's not the only one going through trauma, right?
So when I get that call and I tell him, I go, Logan, I get it, bro. And I fully told him, I go, listen, man, like, I will take half the deal that Celsius gives me. Half. If you want to put it on the table for my show, a quarter, work with me. He says, I won't pay you a dime. You're here because of me. And then I said, well, what do you want me to do for my bills, bro? I got no money. And he says, go have your rich dad pay for it.
Listen,
that's fighting words, bro. Look at me.
That's fighting words, bro.
You don't bring up somebody's father.
Would you say that the way that you handled it from a word standpoint was mature, acceptable?
What did I say? That I beat the brakes off of him?
Correct.
If he was in front of me, I would have swung at him.
To end all this mess, I noticed something funny in George's favor. I think he's kept it low-key honest. And even being harassed as we see here, in the start of his podcast, he was trying to invite his friend on his own podcast.
There's a new spot open for my co-host. I'm just saying this show's doing pretty good for somebody that nobody watches. You want a piece of this?
Yes.
These guys really didn't deserve him as a friend. I'm really happy for him and all his success on his new project. I really wish him the best.